First the pandemic, now a staffing crisis. The Milwaukee County court system is buried in a backlog of hearings and trials, and judges say a shortage of bailiffs is only making things worse.
Fox 6 investigator Brian Polson tonight shows you one county supervisor's plan to address that shortage and why a felony court judge calls his idea preposterous.
I want to get moving.
After 2 years of delays, a jury is finally hearing about Charles Kendrick's habit of pointing guns at the women who loved him.
This is the firearm that I recovered from the house.
In the fall of 2019, he did more than point the gun. He fired a bullet into one woman's head while a house full of children listened and another woman watched.
What did you see when the gun went off?
Fire and smoke.
The domestic violence homicide took place 5 months before COVID-19 forced the courts to suspend all jury trials, setting up a massive judicial bottleneck.
Unfortunately, yes.
And Milwaukee County Judge David Borowski says this 2-year-old case is the tip of the iceberg.
Thousands of cases that are backlogged.
Over the past 14 months, the Milwaukee County Courthouse has gradually reopened for in-person hearings, but not enough to keep up with the waves of escalating gun violence in the city. More than 170 homicide defendants are now waiting for hearings, and more than 350 in-custody defendants are demanding a speedy trial.
It has impacts on the defendant, the victim's family.
But the Delta variant of COVID-19 is not the only thing delaying plans for a full courthouse reopening. There is a new crisis, a shortage of court reporters, attorneys, and bailiffs.
I think that's our most significant issue facing us.
Milwaukee County Chief Judge Mary Trigiano has been meeting with prosecutors.
It's a continuous challenge that we're facing here in our office.
Public defenders.
We are doing everything we can to kind of bring more lawyers into the work.
And Sheriff Ernell Lucas to address the problem.
So it does pose some challenges for us.
Say something! Say something!
Before the pandemic, Judge Trigiano says 84 bailiffs were assigned to secure 47 judicial branches.
Why? Why?
Today, there are fewer than 60 courthouse deputies left.
They just simply don't have enough bailiffs, enough sheriff's deputies to staff the courts on a daily basis.
Internal emails show judges are increasingly concerned as they deal with unruly family members, inexperienced bailiffs who seem distracted and undertrained, and a shortage of deputies available to transport defendants from the jail to the courthouse.
It does hamper our ability to really efficiently tackle the backlog.
But their greatest fear is something Judge Borowski has witnessed firsthand in his own courtroom.
Don't do that!
A sudden, violent outburst. State Supreme Court rules call for a minimum of 2 deputies in every courtroom, but this video shows it can sometimes take 3 or more to control a single disruptive defendant.
That often leads immediately to a reaction in the gallery.
And sometimes that drama in the gallery spills into the hallways.
Get down on the ground right now! Get down!
Or all the way out into the street.
A courtroom argument evolved into a shooting.
And that's why Borowski says 2 is not enough for high-tension cases.
In some situations, you might need 5 or 6 or even more than that.
When we ask the sheriff for additional deputies, we get them.
Deputy Chief Judge Carl Ashley says the sheriff does what he can to secure high-risk courtrooms.
That collaboration is there.
But that kind of security comes at a price.
Undoubtedly, requiring those deputies to work overtime in our court places a demand on overtime.
The sheriff routinely exceeds his overtime budget by $4 to $5 million a year, what he calls a regrettable necessity. And while most of that overtime is spent at the county jail, the courthouse is the second biggest culprit.
What if we could use technology to save our county some money, make our courts even safer, and make our courts more accessible all at once?
That's why County Supervisor Sean Rowland wants to make virtual courts permanent.
There's no physical danger that can happen in a virtual Zoom courtroom.
He's asking the chief judge to hold criminal trials over Zoom, so as many as 40 bailiffs can be redeployed to the county jail or street patrol.
All right, we are live streaming.
In hopes of saving $4 million on courtroom security.
Will court bailiffs be the next blockbuster video? The next thing replaced by technology, in our world? I'm not sure about that.
Roland's plan would not eliminate all court bailiffs, but it would cut the courthouse security staff to nearly half of its pre-COVID level.
I think that's preposterous.
Judge Borowski says in-person hearings aren't just preferable.
I have no indication whatsoever that the defendant is paying any attention.
They are essential.
So that you can do things like read body language, really listen to the defendant, see how much remorse the defendant might have at sentencing.
And while the chief judge says she is open to keeping virtual courts around after the pandemic,
we will take a look at whether we can do Zoom hearings, video conferencing hearings in certain courtrooms.
She will not agree to any criminal court going permanently, fully virtual.
The more we can do in person, the better.
And that means someone will still have to be there to ensure there is order in the court. Brian Polson, Fox 6 Investigators.
The county executive's proposed budget for next year includes 91 court bailiffs, the same number as last year. Sheriff Lucas will make his pitch to county supervisors next Tuesday. Meanwhile, Contact 6's Jenna Sachs has been looking into the future of your virtual court in Milwaukee. And Wednesday night on Fox 6 News at 10, Jenna will explore the pros and the cons of sticking with Zoom hearings after the pandemic.